When people discuss what's the best Far Cry game in series, there's always one that goes straight to the top. Even though this game came out 11 years ago, it's the third main installment in the Far Cry series, beating recent titles like Far Cry 6 and New Dawn. If you haven't guessed what game it is, it's called Far Cry 3. So that's why in this video, I'll be going for the Far Cry 3 Platinum. But first, I want to talk about the game. Without a doubt, Far Cry 3 is one of the best games in the series, as the story is pretty solid. It doesn't feel like it drags as you progress through the story, and there's one thing that makes the story even better for me, and that is Vaas, one of the most iconic villains of all time in gaming history. However, though, 70% through the story, you kill Vaas, and then there's a new villain that you have to kill, and this guy's kind of boring compared to Vaas, and he's a kind of a generic rich villain that makes the story less enjoyable to me. He does have a good scene in the game, and it happens when you're playing poker with him and he kills Sam in front of you. Other than that, he's very forgettable as a villain. Another reason why people like Far Cry 3 is the combat. It's one of the best things about the game, as you can run and gun through all the enemies, either in story missions and in outposts. It gives you a lot of freedom to do whatever you want, which I like. What makes the story even better, that gives you a lot of weapons to choose from, and that adds even more to the combat. I do have one problem with the combat, especially when I'm trying to shoot the enemies. Most of the time the combat's pretty good, but when enemies go by and cover is when I had problems, as I seem to not be able to hit them. So when that happens, either keep shooting until I waste my bullets, or run over to where they are and kill them. Can be annoying to deal with, however it doesn't really make the combat worse for me, and it's most likely a skill issue, but I just wanted to bring it up. Before we continue, for certain trophies, I do not have the footage for it, so instead I'll take a screenshot of the trophy and put them on the screen. Also, for some reason, the file that holds the footage disappeared on me, meaning that I lost all the footage. I had two options, either scrap the video or re-download the game and record new footage again. I didn't want to scrap the video, so I went with the second option, as I record new footage. However, there's a problem when it comes to talking about the campaign, as I won't have the gameplay that will show what I'm talking about unless I replay the story, which I don't want to do. But what can you do? You deal with the cards you dealt with. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's talk about the Far Cry 3 Platinum. There are a total of 44 trophies, which consists of 30 bronzes, 11 silvers, 2 golds, including the platinum. It takes around 20 hours to complete, with a difficulty rating of 3 to 10. So now, let's get on to the platinum. The Far Cry 3 story takes place in Rook Island, where you play as Jason Brody. You're tasked with saving your friends and brother from being sold into slavery from Vaas after skydiving onto their island. Just like I said, the story is pretty good. It's not the best story like Last of Us Part 1, but it does the job for me. The characters are alright overall. You have the iconic Vaas, there's so many iconic moments in the game. Then you have Jason Brody, who in my opinion isn't better than Vaas, but still a good character. You get to see him go a little crazy as the story progresses. Onto the missions in the campaign. Majority of them were easy enough to complete, as most of the time you just run through all the enemies until you find what you're looking for, or rescuing your friends. However, there are two missions that gave me a lot of problems. The first mission is called Deep Throat, particularly at the end of the mission where you have to kill the pirates in the bridge within a certain time limit. For some reason I couldn't kill them all, as there would be always one person left I wouldn't be able to kill. Then I would lose in time. While you're trying to kill them, you have enemies all around you shooting at you, and there's barely any cover for you to go. Then the second mission is called Betting Against the House. I really struggled with the helicopter section because the RPGs kept hitting me over and over again in the same area, and if I managed to get past, I would have so little health that a couple of shots would destroy the helicopter. If you died during it, you would have to restart it, kill 4 enemies again, jump in the helicopter, rewatch the same cutscene. However though, I do have to say, the music during this was actually pretty good. No, that's the only missions that really gave me a problem. The rest were pretty easy to complete, as there isn't any difficulty trophies, so you could just play on the easiest difficulty and breeze through the story. So here's all the trophies from the story. After completing the story or during the story, it is really up to you. There are 3 side missions that you have to do for the platinum. They're really easy to complete. However, the supply drop request mission can be annoying, just depends what vehicle you get and how strict the time limit is. Even with that, it's still easy to complete. However though, I do want to say something about the driving in this game. I found it to be really bad and annoying at times, as the steering in some vehicles like the quads can be uncontrollable at times. For example, if I'm driving really fast on the road and make a right turn, I lose control of the quad and end up crashing it. Sorry for the rant, I just want to mention, as I saw nobody talking about it. Anyways, here's the trophies for the side quests. There are 3 trophies tied to the outposts, which are called Rebel with a Cause, Island Liberator, and finally Unheard. The first 2 trophies you'll get naturally from completing outposts, and the Unheard trophy, which requires you to liberate an outpost without triggering an alarm, which can be done easily, so all you have to do is run the alarm, switch it off, and you're guaranteed a trophy. The outposts are easy enough to complete. It can be annoying at some outposts, just depends on what type of enemies you get, but usually they're easy enough to kill. It can be annoyance if the alarm goes off, as reinforcements comes. If that happens, I would usually go to a building and take them out from there until all enemies are eliminated. Alongside the outposts, you have radio towers. These are much easier to complete, and there's only 1 trophy that's tied with it, and all it requires you to do is activate 9 radio towers. There's 18 in the whole map, so you should get it naturally for playing the game, but if you haven't got it naturally, it shouldn't take you long, as it's really simple to do. So here's the trophies for them. On to the collectibles. There are 3 trophies tied with the collectibles, and they are Archaeology 101, Dead Letters, and Money to Spare. The collectibles in this game are not the hardest to collect, but some are now in places, and what makes them even easier to collect is you can buy an map that allows you to see where the collectibles are hidden. The hardest collectible is definitely the relics, as you have to collect 6 of them across the map. However though, there's about 120 relics in the game to collect, so all you have to do is find half of them to earn a trophy. And then the letters collectible is alright, as they're not in hard places to find, and you only have to collect 20 of them. And finally, the last collectible you have to collect is the memory cards. These are the easiest to collect, as they only spawn in outpost safe houses, and if you have that in a map, you will know what outpost they're in. So here's the trophies for them. Now on to the miscellaneous trophies. There are some trophies that are much easier to earn more than others. Either you get it naturally for playing the game, or you have to do something like burn an enemy with repair to and other easy stuff to earn trophies. So I'm going to show the trophies here. As I said, they're really easy to earn, there's nothing to talk about. Now, on to the harder miscellaneous trophies. The first one is called Toxophilite, which requires you to kill an enemy from 70 meters or more with a bow. This is hard at first, however if you have an explosive arrow, then it'll be much easier to kill an enemy, as it has wide range of explosion, so you don't have to be accurate, unlike the regular arrow. The next trophy is called Heartless Pyro, which requires you to kill 50 enemies with a flamethrower. I never used it throughout the game, it's not a good weapon to kill enemies, as it takes a couple of seconds to kill them, and it burns destroying the environment, which is really annoying to deal with. So what I did is I used the outpost and used the flamethrower to kill the enemies. The next trophy is called Rock Ice Ones, which requires you to fully distract 25 enemies with rocks. This is very tedious to do, as you have to remain in stealth, and once you throw the rock, you have to walk towards it and walk back to where they were. To be fair, you can do it to the same enemy 25 times and earn a trophy.
What keeps doing that?
The next trophy is called Say Hi to the Internet. To earn this, you have to find the lost Hollywood star. Before I go on, this trophy is not hard at all. It's actually one of the easiest trophies to earn. The reason why I mentioned it here, as it references the online series called the Far Cry experience. The next trophy is called Money to Burn, which requires you to spend 5,000 in the shop. You can easily get this if you try it, but I never really tried to spend 5,000, as I've only just shop to buy ammo and attachments for guns. The next trophy is called The Good Stuff, which requires you to craft a special syringe. It's not hard to craft, but in order to make it, you need to collect 30 relics to be able to craft the syringe. The next trophy is called Fully Inked, which requires you to earn every tattoo per learning all the skills. This is pretty easy to do except for a couple of skills. For example, to get the Ninja Step skill, you need to complete 2 outposts without being detected at all. This can be hard to do, as if you're spotted then you have to restart the whole outpost again. However though, it's still quite easy to complete the skills. The final trophy is called Poker Bully, which requires you to win 1500 from poker. This is quite difficult for me, as I kept losing to the point where I lost all my money, so I had to go around the map to look for loot boxes so I can sell the items in the shop, and eventually I lucked out after nearly 30 miles of trying to get it.
I can't believe I won.
After that, I unlocked the platinum for Far Cry 3.
I can't believe I won.
Overall, the platinum for this game is pretty good. There wasn't any difficult trophies that I struggled with. Yes, there were some tedious ones for sure, like distracting 25 enemies with rocks, but that didn't take away from the platinum experience for me. Anyways, that is the video. If you enjoyed it and want more videos like it, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more platinum videos, and I'll see you next one. Goodbye.